The New England Patriots played 5 games in primetime last year, against the Lions, the Colts, the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Packers, all before their bye in Week 11. Especially now that the team just won another Super Bowl, it's a safe bet that they'll probably once again receive the opportunity to play 5 of their 16 games on primetime. New England is one of the most popular, highest-valued franchises in the NFL. Even people who don't love the Patriots love to hate them, which makes any game featuring pro football's resident evil empire must-see television. As long as the greatest quarterback-head coach combo in league history continue to call one Patriot place their home, the rest of the world will continue to tune in to New England football. The Patriots caught a bit of a break this offseason when their 2019 regular season opponents were announced, and the list ended up ranking as one of the easiest schedules in the NFL based off of 2018 winning percentages. Obviously last year is last year, and there's always a chance that same schedule could end up representing one of the hardest slates by the end of December. But for the time being at least, New England shouldn't have too hard a time seeking a way back to their 5th Super Bowl appearance in the last 6 years. The Patriots have won 3 of 4 in the past 5 seasons. While we probably won't know the exact order of opponents and the time of those games for at least another couple of weeks, it's never too early to start speculating as to which matchups could find themselves highlighted as part of the NFL's primetime agenda of events. Next, 5. Baltimore Ravens, away, page 2 FOXBORO, MA, December 12, Julian Edelman. Photo by Matty Meyer, Getty Images. Many wondered how the Patriots would fare if they drew the Baltimore Ravens, and they're no. 1 ranked defense last season in the divisional round of the playoffs. New England has had some memorable clashes with Baltimore, especially in the postseason, and John Harbaugh. Of course, with Baltimore falling at home to Philip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers in the 2018 wild-card round, we never had a chance to see how Brady and the Patriots would have attacked the vaunted Ravens defense. Instead, we all got to sit back, relax, and enjoy a good old-fashioned New England butt-kicking of the Chargers. Not a bad alternative at all, obviously. In 2019, the Patriots and Ravens are assured of doing battle this time around, as the two will lock horns at 'em. Harbaugh returns after receiving a brand-new contract extension, and the offense should presumably take a step forward with a full off-season of starting work for second-year quarterback Lamar Jackson. Jackson was dreadful in that playoff loss to the Chargers, but he made Baltimore fans forget all about Joe Flacco during the regular season. Assuming he can continue to improve his game as a passer while working on his accuracy, Jackson could become the kind of dangerous dual-threat weapon that has given the Patriots defense fits at times. Russell Wilson comes to mind. First and foremost, with Colin Kaepernick and Deshaun Watson also having some limited success in previous moments too, the real question will be whether or not the defense regresses in 2019 after losing key contributors like Eric Weddle, C.J. Mosley, Terrell Suggs, and Zadarius Smith. Baltimore's identity as a franchise is linked to smash-mouth, rock-solid defense, so the hope around the state of Maryland is that these free agency departures won't spell doom for a unit that overachieved last year. Either way, the talent on both these squads, combined with their mutual distaste for one another over the past 2 decades, makes Baltimore, New England an ideal candidate for primetime consideration. Next, 4. Philadelphia Eagles, away, page 3 Minneapolis, February 4th, Zach Ertz. Bank Stadium on February 4th, 2018 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Photo by Elsa, Getty Images. Patriots fans won't soon forget the manner in which the Philadelphia Eagles won their first championship in franchise history 2 seasons ago. Back-and-forth thriller with massive amounts of offense and not a whole lot of defense, the antithesis of Super Bowl 53, Super Bowl 52 goes down in the New England history books as a true heartbreaker in the same vein as the pair of losses to the New York Giants in 2007 and 2011. Thankfully for Bostonians, their beloved team washed out the foul taste of coming up just short by prevailing over the Los Angeles Rams last February and bringing a record-tying sixth Super Bowl championship back to New England. Add in the fact that New England also won a Lombardi Trophy against Philadelphia back in 2004 over Donovan McNabb, Terrell Owens, and Andy Reid, and Patriots Eagles in 2019 has all the trappings of a game that should find its way to primetime television. Philly quarterback Carson Wentz should be fully recovered from the back injury that forced him to miss the latter part of 2018, which is an exciting prospect for Eagles fans. Honestly, the Pats probably won't be too disappointed to face Wentz either, as it was Eagles backup Nick Foles who shredded them in Minneapolis a little over a year ago en route to winning Super Bowl MVP honors. Foles is now in Jacksonville, where the hope is he might be the missing link in bringing the Jaguars back to their 2017 heights when they almost beat the Patriots on the road in the AFC Championship game. Even with his magic flown south, the Eagles are still a terrific team from top to bottom and are just 14 months removed from winning a ring. Even fans outside of the Philadelphia and New England areas would love to see these two contenders duke it out once again in 2019, and preferably on prime time. Next 3. Dallas Cowboys, home, page 4 ARLINGTON, TX, October 11th, Tom Brady. Photo by Mike Stone. Getty Images. The Cowboys and the Patriots represent the top two most valuable franchises in the NFL at $5 billion and $3.8 billion, respectively. They also represent arguably the two most despised teams in the NFL. While both franchises enjoy the luxury of wide-ranging fan bases well outside the Dallas and Boston metropolitan areas, they also have more than their fair share of detractors between them. People love to hate on Dallas for styling themselves as America's team, a moniker that other franchises have tried to adopt from time to time with various degrees of success or failure. Ultimately, the Cowboys reign supreme in having the largest, most far-flung fan base of supporters around the country and perhaps even around the world. That's undeniably a good thing if your name is Jerry Jones or if you're a card-carrying member of the Cowboys faithful yourself, but it's also positively annoying and obnoxious if you're not a fan of the star. There's nothing worse as a fan of a smaller market team than visiting a local watering hole to support that team and finding the place riddled with boisterous Cowboys fans, particularly if you're nowhere near the state of Texas. Similarly, the Patriots' ruthless dominance over the entire NFL these past 2 decades has bred a jealousy epidemic amongst the other 31 franchises, their players, their coaches, and their fans. Unless you're a part of the New England organization or a supporter of it, chances are you're sick and tired of seeing Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the rest of the Patriots on TV, especially in January and February. Love them or hate them, though, the Cowboys and the Patriots remain uber popular around the nation, around the world, and most importantly, around the TV networks when it comes to viewership and ratings. Dallas and New England are routine visitors of primetime television slots because the NFL and the networks all know that either team is sure to bring out the masses to watch them play. The prospect of the two teams playing each other, though, that's a scintillating concept that's sure to get the mouths of network executives watering. Because of the way the NFL schedule is set up, Dallas and New England only play each other once every 4 seasons unless they meet in the Super Bowl. In other words, this is seemingly a surefire bet to find its way to the primetime docket this season. Next 2. Cleveland Browns, home, page 5 CLEVELAND, October 9th, Chris Hogan. Photo by Joe Robbins. Getty Images. The Cleveland Browns are probably the most talked about team in the NFL this offseason, and for good reason. After drafting exciting young Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield last spring, the team went on a magical run and just barely missed out on the playoffs. Normally a 7-8-1 record wouldn't inspire much confidence in an NFL fanbase, but for a team that went 0-16 in 2017, last season's record represented a high watermark for the Brownies since the turn of the millennium. Mayfield should be even better in year 2, especially now that he'll have a chance to build off his limited starting experience from last year and will enter OTAs, training camp, and the preseason as the unquestioned starter and face of the franchise. Joining him is an exciting mix of new players, including Kareem Hunt, Olivier Vernon, and Odell Beckham Jr. OBJ is without a doubt the shiniest of all the Browns' new toys this spring. He's a generational talent that instantly elevates this franchise to contending status within their division, if not within the conference as a whole, provided he can tone down some of the drama and off-the-field issues that have dogged him since he came into the NFL. If Beckham focuses more on football and less on the theatrics, he could team up with former college buddy Jarvis Landry to form one of the most prolific wide receiver tandems in the league next season. Season or two ago, New England, Cleveland wouldn't be anywhere near candidacy for primetime television on the NFL schedule. Now, after the injections of Mayfield and OBJ, this game is generating serious consideration as a contender not just for primetime, but for Sunday Night Football in the first week of the season. Many fans and analysts think the NFL could pit the Browns and Patriots against one another to start things off on NBC come September 8, especially now that the league has announced Bears-Packers as the inaugural game of the 2019 season on Thursday, September 5. We know for sure that the Patriots will begin their title defense 3 days later on SNF, and it would make sense for them to square off against the Browns, or if not against Cleveland, then perhaps against this team instead. Next, 1. Kansas City Chiefs, home, page 6 KANSAS City, Missouri, January 20. Patrick Mahomes. Photo by Patrick Smith, Getty Images. When considering the most entertaining, most closely contested games between AFC teams in 2018, it's hard to look past the first 2 rounds of Patriots-Chiefs. Ever since Andy Reid arrived in Kansas City, the Chiefs have evolved into one of the top teams in the conference, year in and year out. Sure, they've had their defensive struggles over that time period, cycling through numerous players, coaches, and coordinators as they tried to shore up things in that aspect of the game. But offensively, they've been one of the strongest teams in the NFL under Reid, especially since the emergence of wunderkind Patrick Mahomes. A gunslinger out of Texas Tech University, Mahomes was drafted by Reid specifically to run his style of offense. And boy oh boy, have the results been pretty in just one full season having Mahomes as starter. The young quarterback threw for over 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and just 12 picks in his second year in the NFL, winning league MVP along the way. He torched the Patriots' defense in a shootout primetime loss back in Week 6 of last season, a game New England won on a field goal, 43-40. The two teams met again in the AFC Championship game, only this time in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. The first half belonged to the Patriots, and most of the second half belonged to the Chiefs. But as he's done so many times before, Tom Brady did just enough in the fourth quarter and then in overtime to force his way back to another Super Bowl appearance. After the game, Brady sought out Mahomes in the Chiefs' locker room to commend him on his play during the game and all season long, a gesture that deeply resonated with Mahomes and also encapsulated the classiness of Brady as a competitor. Next, relive Rob Gronkowski's greatest hits as a Patriot. If the Browns aren't selected as the Patriots season opener in Week 1 of the 2019 season, then our preference would be to see the Chiefs come to Foxborough on Sunday Night Football instead. If that game is anything like the last 2 we've seen between these two AFC heavyweights, we're sure to see some fireworks on the field, even more than just the ones they'll set off as the Patriots' 6th Super Bowl banner gets unveiled before the game.